Hello everyone, welcome back into another video. Today I'm going to be looking at Survival Hunter in the Dragonflight Alpha, giving you some of my thoughts and first impressions based on it. Now I have done a previous video, which will be linked at the end of this video, which was me discussing the Survival Hunter talents and some of the issues with it and some of the things that need to be changing. But in this video today, I want to just show it off a little bit, show a little bit of the gameplay and stuff like that. Now, this video might look a little bit like negative, but I'm actually quite positive when it comes to Survival Hunter because Blizzard have come out very quickly, very rapidly after these trees were introduced, and they've made some blue posts. I think they made like 3 or 4 blue posts just on Survival Hunter and a couple of the other Hunter specs as well, just discussing like, oh no, this is going to be different. Yeah, we're going to do something about this. Don't worry, don't stress. So for me, in my head, I know that they're working on it, so I'm not too stressed about the behavior right now of the of Survival Hunter and how it's playing out. I imagine it might get redesigned quite a bit, or at least enough where it ends up being more interesting to play. But without further ado, let's just kind of jump into this video, and I'll show you a little bit of what's going on. So this is Survival Hunter right now. This is kind of the class tree that you're going for. As Survival, you get an absolutely one Alpha Predator. Now, I'm only level 60, so I'm missing 5 class tree points and 5 survival specific points. So I obviously would be able to get things like Serpent Sting and Explosive Shot if I wanted them, or, you know, Latent Poison, whatever, Barrage, like that kind of stuff. Probably Master Marksman, because they're going to make this affect melee attacks as well, apparently. So there are some things that will probably ship, but for now, I have Stampede and I have Alpha Predator. Those are like the main things I want to definitely be making sure I get this. I've got Stampede right now just to check to see if I like it and stuff. But yeah, we'll see. In terms of the actual tree itself, so there are a lot of like 3-point talents. Now this is where Blizzard have come out and said, hey, we're going to be changing that. We're going to be doing something about that. So again, I'm not too stressed and like concerned over that because I know that they're going to be making adjustments. They've also made it so that carve ability, or like abilities that affect carve, are also going to affect butchery as well. Because otherwise things like Frenzy Strikes would just be really, really bad because it would only affect carve. But butchery is going to be the better thing to play. Now the problem right now, and this is alpha, right? So this is what happens in alpha, is... It won't even let me actually switch right now. But butchery doesn't work, so you can select it, but it doesn't actually work. So there must be some changes going on there. But this is a general tree. Right now, I have bombs, I have kill command, I have flanking strike as a bit of a gap closer, and then a Fury of the Eagle. So if you actually look at my bars, I have 1 2-minute cooldown, 1 45-second cooldown, a 30-second cooldown, which is more of a gap closer and more of like a regen thing rather than anything. Because it gives you 30 focus, right? Which is double that of a kill command. So it saves you 1 global. But you don't have Harpoon, and you use Flanking Strike to get further down the tree. But, I digress. Right now, our rotation is pretty lackluster in Alpha. So I haven't been playing a whole lot of it because it's not been very fun. There's not really anything going on with it. And I know that they're working on trying to fix it. So I'm also like, I'm not stressing about this spec the same way I am certain other specs that you may have seen videos of I've made, right? But if I come in here, so I'd literally be like going in, where's my pet? Where's my boy Jeff? Come on, Jeff. Where are you? There he is. So I got my boy Jeff, flank strike into the opener, drop the Stampede, drop a couple bombs here, and carve things, Fury of the Eagle. Now everything's on CD. I don't have Serpent Sting even at the moment. So that's basically like my rotation. And now it's like, you're not really doing a whole lot. And this would be, imagine you're on like, you know, 10, 15 targets or something. Your rotation is just kind of then just falls off quite heavily. So yeah, right now on Alpha, Survival isn't super fun to play. It's very, very simplistic, like way too simplistic. Having the addition of Serpent Sting would be quite nice. Because Serpent Sting will allow you to at least have, you know, spreading or periods where you're spreading your Serpent Sting. Also, then you're going to be spreading your kill commands as well in AoE. So that brings back a little bit of that original 9.0 gameplay, which is what I really enjoyed about the spec, was spreading Serpent Sting, spreading kill commands, bombing, carving, and trying to do all of that. However, we don't want to just be playing Shadowlands Survival Hunter again. We want more things woven into the rotation, I would say, because right now you won't even get Tip of the Spear, right? You'll get like Spearhead, which is again another just like really long cooldown, or maybe you'll get Coordinated Assault, another long cooldown. You're probably not going to be getting like Tip of the Spear and Mongoose in Mythic Plus, in which case your rotation is going to be quite simplistic. It's going to be the same as it was. Well, it's going to be the same as it was in Shadowlands. So I would kind of like to see them add something additional. I mean, for me, I've thrown some ideas up, even just on Twitter, and this was kind of like quickfire stuff, but I would like for survival to be a little bit more trap heavy. I like the bomb element. Like, the bomb element I think is actually really cool, and we should lean into that. But also I think that we could lean into traps, and Survival Hunter having access to more interesting traps, more dangerous traps than the other Hunter specs, because that's what a Survival Hunter is, right? You're going to have your traps, you're going to have, like, I guess, like, these bombs, and you're going to have survival-esque melee type things. But it would be cool with survival if with traps, if they were like off GCD, and that was like a benefit that survival had, so that you could weave them into your rotation whilst you're doing other things. And then you can have traps. I mean, I came up literally quickfire round. I came up with an idea of a trap which triggers and it silences all mobs for like 5 seconds or whatever, similar to the sigil that Vengeance Demon Hunter has, right? But you'd bring it as a survival hunter, which would be quite cool, because then in AoE you've got something that's like, because melee specs in general I think should have quite a bit of utility to make up for the fact that they're not ranged. So something like that would be quite good. You got Binding Shot, so you can bind mobs, you can silence mobs. Then you can have something like a trap like, what it used to be called, Snake Trap. And you have like a snake trap, and then it could do something like, when these snakes spawn, they apply Serpent Sting to every mob that they hit. And, you know, it spawns X amount of snakes, and it will apply, you know, they could work it down so it applies to like 5 mobs or like 8 mobs or something like that, whatever it may be, have it as a number. So you trigger a snake trap, and then everything around you, or not everything, but a lot of things around you get Serpent Sting on them. And then that, like, during that pull, then your Serpent Sting spreading isn't as much of an issue, and then like your bombs are really good, and you have this like small burst window because of that trap or something. These are just like a couple of ideas, right? They're just off the cuff, couple of ideas. But I would like to see Survival Hunter lean more into potentially that. I'm just trying to figure out like ways to make it more interesting as a rotation, rather than just bombing and carving, which is what we currently have on Alpha. At the same time, I was actually quite happy with 9.0 Survival. So if it does end up playing just like 9.0 Survival again, I'd actually be quite okay with that. Personally, I'd be down with that, because I really enjoyed 9.0 Survival, so I'd be okay with that. At the same time, do you want to play Shadowlands Survival for 4 years? Maybe not. Some people are going to want to change, so I thought, hey, I'll offer up some things that I thought might be a good change. Now, if Blizzard, the designers, they come up with some other stuff, some other things they want to do, I'm happy. It's in their hands. I'm happy with that. A big thing I would really like, though, is I would really like for Latent Poison to be procced, like, as in you could burst it with, like, Butchery or Carve. Just something like that. I'd really like for it to be popped and it not be a wrap. Like, because otherwise you have to kill command spread, tab target, kill command spread, tab target, Serpent Sting spread. Then you have to tab target Raptor Strike. And it's just like, oh, please, I need a minute. And that's not even considering about utility things, your bomb carve rotation, your interrupt rotation, like watching out for mechanics, all those other things you have to do. And then on top of that, you got 3 unique target rotations. So, yeah, I don't know. This is just kind of like my thoughts right now on Survival. I know it's going to get changed, so looking forward to what Blizzard do with it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you been able to check it out yet? Do you think you think it looks good? You think it looks like it needs something else? Let me know. Thank you very much for watching. See you around.